G'day, my name's Joseph Drew, Professor Joseph Drew. I'm from the University of Technology, Sydney. I also hold adjunct professorships in Japan and in Portugal. I'm here to talk to you all, community councillors and staff, about the Boundaries Commission process that has started. My perception is that last time, and it's the perception of a lot of people, that many people didn't know how the process works. And there is a perception that the Boundaries Commission delegate may not have followed the spirit of the legislation. So I'm going to run through these things with you. It will only take 5 minutes. This short discussion cannot replace actually reading the Act. If you want to know the nitty-gritty, you need to read the Local Government Act 1993, specifically Part 3, Sections 260 through to 265. So let's start with 261. It says that the Boundaries Commission must be constituted by at least one person nominated by the Minister and one person nominated by the appropriate department. The appropriate department is the Office of Local Government. Now, it may also have an additional 2 people there who are drawn from a panel of 8 councillors constituted by Local Government New South Wales. Local Government New South Wales is a peak body that represents councillors, mayors and deputy mayors. We need to make sure that the LG New South Wales does in fact have at present a panel of 8 councillors from which 2 could be drawn. Section 263(2) says that a Boundaries Commission must hold an inquiry if the Minister directs it to. They have no choice. The next important thing is 263(2)(b), which says that reasonable notice, public notice, must be given. You must have reasonable notice of the inquiry. Section 263(3) is probably the most important part of the Act for the purposes of Cootamundra-Gundagai Regional Council. It says that the Boundaries Commission is required, it must have regard to these 11 things. Now I've abbreviated them, please look at the legislation if you want to see the whole text, but basically 1. The financial advantages and disadvantages of the proposal. 2. The community of interest and geographic cohesion. 3. Historical and traditional values. 4. Attitudes of residents and ratepayers. Some might suggest that that wasn't addressed last time by the delegate satisfactorily. Number 5. Requirements for elected representation. 6. The impact of the proposal on adequate, equitable and appropriate services. Number 7. The impact on employment. 8. The impact on rural communities. Under the Act, rural communities are treated differently because they are special. Councils have a much fuller role in rural communities than what they do in city communities. The Act acknowledges that, and we need to ensure that the Boundaries Commission and all their delegate acknowledges that rural communities are different. Section 263(3) continued. Point 9 is the desirability of establishing council wards or not. So at present it's a large system for your council, but it could be split into 2 or more wards with a certain number of councillors for each ward. Number 10, the need to ensure that the opinions of each of the diverse areas are effectively represented. And the last one's a catch-all. Anything else that needs to be considered for the efficient and effective local government. The next important subsection, 263(5), the Boundaries Commission must allow members of the public to attend any inquiry that is held. They do not have a choice under the legislation. Section 265(1), this is a may, and it's an important may. To assist the Boundaries Commission to determine what the attitudes of residents and ratepayers are, the Boundaries Commission may conduct an opinion survey or poll. They don't have to. I think most reasonable people would suggest that if you wanted to have no doubt about what the community thought about a proposal, you would conduct a poll through the Electoral Commission and it would be unimpeachable. Thank you very much for your time. Now you know the process, now you know how it works. We'll see how it unfolds. Thank you. Goodbye.